purpose of Broken and how it got started. I guess it was about 16 years ago that things started changing in my life, and I guess God, He had stepped in a big way, and I didn't really even realize it at the time. I'll never forget it. It was 2004. My wife and I were attending church, and some friends of ours walked in and began to tell us about a divorce that was happening with some friends of ours that we never saw coming, and it was just extremely disheartening. I mean, I was numb for months, and I couldn't understand why. You know, it just didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, they were good friends, but why did this bother me so much? And then shortly after that, I guess about 2 years after that, some very good friends of ours went through a divorce as well, for totally different reasons. And again, this bothered me deeply. And you know, at the time, again, I didn't realize what was going on. I know I was professionally I was unhappy. My background was in marketing, and I worked for a local company in a corporate environment, doing all the marketing, and I just wasn't happy. It was very unfulfilling. Had a real bad attitude. Had a boss that was a micromanager, and just couldn't stand the guy. Extremely nice guy, but I couldn't stand him. Didn't want to work around people. Couldn't stand people. Just had a horrible attitude. And so, with this attitude, and then this feeling of this just numbness, you know, and sadness regarding these divorces, I began to just question, what am I doing? You know, what is my purpose? And I would text my wife. I'll never forget. You know, I'd text my wife and say, I'm miserable. I can't stand this. You know, I mean, I can't stand my job. And you know, from the outside looking in, you know, I had a good job. It was a good paying job. Had a nice house, cars, whatever I wanted pretty much. You know, our healthy son, played sports. I mean, we had everything, or I had everything that I wanted, worldly speaking. But I was miserable, absolutely miserable. So I would text my wife and tell her, and she said, look, you know, you're obviously miserable. Well, look, why don't you try to figure something out and find something else maybe, or go back to school. And I'm going, I want to go back to school. I'm in my mid-30s. I don't want to start over. You know, I'm not the type that enjoys sitting in a classroom and, you know, reading these textbooks and writing, and I just want to go back and do this. And so on my own way, I began to Google jobs that don't deal with people. That's how angry I was, and how just miserable I was. And I mean, it's humorous, but obviously that doesn't exist. There are no jobs that just don't deal with people. So you know, I couldn't find anything, and got more and more frustrated. And my wife said, look, you need to look in deep and start praying and seeing if God has something else for you. So I did, and I began to look into psychology classes. I don't know why. Well, I do know why now, but at the time I didn't really know why. I thought, well, maybe I did enjoy the one undergrad class I took at the time that dealt with psychology. It was general, but still. I thought maybe I could lead to something where I could help people with their relationships with marriage and things like that. So I began to look, and I couldn't find anything locally other than just a general, you know, psychology, a degree in psychology, which is not what I wanted. And so I kind of blew that off and continued down this path of misery. You know, just it was all about me, self-focused. I was angry, hated everybody. And, you know, it was just a sad time for me, a lot of anger. And a few years passed by, and I began to look again, and I found this program, and it was exactly what I was looking for. It was marriage and family therapy, local school, master's degree, and so I went and met with the director. I contacted him, went and met, and he said, of course, asked me why I wanted to come from marketing into this, and I explained, and he said, okay, you need some prerequisites. You only have 3 hours. You need 12 hours, and you've got to take the GRE or the MAT, and you've got to write an entry letter, and if you get past that, then we'll call you, and you'll have to interview in front of the board. So I'm thinking, this is a lot, but I felt led to do it. So I began to pray and say, look, God, you know me, you created me, you know that I'm not about school. I don't want to go back. I didn't enjoy it anyway. My undergrad was okay. It was very difficult, but I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. But I will if you want me to. So enrolled for my undergrad classes. Very humbling experience. I'm an old man. I'm 40 at the time, and they're all, the students are in their 20s, and it didn't matter. I did well, and I enjoyed it. And so I told God, I'll continue. As long as you get me through each phase, I'll continue. So the next step was the GRE or MAT, and so I go out and buy this GRE catalog, if you will. It was a study guide about this thick, and I look at it and I go, this is a joke. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get through this. This is months of studying. Since I hadn't been in school for so long, I forgot all that stuff. So I told my wife, I'm not going for the GRE. I'll do the MAT. What is that? So I started looking at that, and it's a test of analogies over general knowledge, which is tough to study for because, again, general knowledge. But I thought, lesser of two evils, I'm going to run with the MAT. So I find whatever resources I can online. There's really no way to study for it, but I felt like this was the way. So I signed up for it, go take it, and I do well enough to proceed. So I'm thanking God, and kind of in disbelief, but the next thing, I've got to write a letter. I'm not a writer, and I have no idea what to say in this letter on why I want to come, because it's kind of personal. I can't say God's calling me to do this. So I'm explaining some, what I've gone through with these divorces and things like that, and that I'm miserable with my current career path. So I write it, and I get a call saying, we'd like for you to come in to interview in front of the board. So now I'm going, okay, this is getting real, and I'm having to do these things, and I'm telling God, okay, I'm going, but I need you again, because I can't get up in front of these people, these professionals who've been doing this forever, and speak about something I know nothing about, which is psychology. But I go down, I do it, I get through it, and they tell me, typically takes a week or two, and we'll contact you and let you know if you've gotten in the program. And so I leave, and I thought it went pretty well, and I get a call later that day saying, there's a spot if you want it, and it's bittersweet. I'm happy, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe how God got me through everything. But then I'm thinking, now I have to do this. I have to go. I told God. Part 2's next. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.